wanted to spend a little bit of time on understanding the community, just because there's so many parallels with the way that we can integrate external sources of information into that model we're just talking about that would really truly enable most law enforcement agencies to really better understand some of the dynamics of the communities that they're actually supporting. And sort of one way of looking at this is to think about, okay, well, social media we talked about briefly up front, but again, some research actually within the last 12 months by one of the leading analysts here really showed that almost 97% of law enforcement agents use social media in one capacity or the other today, and that's to help solve crime, to help understand patterns of behavior. But the way that we can pivot on that and use that information to better inform community, better understand community, gain an understanding of sentiment or what's actually going on in communities is data waiting to be integrated in the type of framework that Ian was talking about, that can in turn alert officers when they're in particular situations. So we see this as just a simple way of just adding another data feed or set of data feeds into that framework we're talking about. And the power then of bringing that type of content into a model where you can start to relate by person, by activity, by territory, street, location, policing district, whatever it looks like, means that we can do things that we weren't able to do as easily. For example, we can inform the community about directional things that would have been traditionally harder to alert. I mean, just imagine what we do with amber alerts today and silver alerts today being pushed out through community frameworks where we can localize more specifically where that need is versus just having it on a billboard on the highway, as an example. Also, we can gain public assistance more specifically in areas where we're more challenged. I mean, for example, again, I'll speak to my own experience in New Jersey, where car theft was up considerably over the last 4 or 5 months in particular areas of New Jersey. There are lots of reasons why we could sort of speculate why that's happening. But in reality, getting the community to understand what proactive behavior looks like, that's all been delivered through social media, but as a one-off event, not something that's coming directly from policing systems. There's the idea about transparency and trust, which is a two-way street for sure, but these types of platforms enable that to happen. We talked about missing persons with the Amber Alerts as well, but also there's the proactive intelligence, understanding maybe streams of behavior and things that we weren't aware of because we never really brought the right set of data together to really truly understand how one thing could impact another. Good parallels outside of policing where that type of thing exists today are things like healthcare. When we talk about population health, where we're looking at the dynamics of healthcare in a community when people are looking at chronic disease or patterns of behavior that relate to maybe a water incident or something that's environmental, and then using that as proactive intelligence. You can take that same idea and relate that to a community policing model as well, where we're integrating social behavior. So lots and lots of potential here, and this just ends up being another type of insight.